What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with another video. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Naomi is pregnant and vacates the title. Naomi said that this pregnancy was a miracle. Shawn Michaels undergoes surgery. Matt Riddle burns bridges with WWE. A major WWE returning coming. A WWE bringing back the Thunderdome. And much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive list. Music now, as always. We won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number one, the rise of Raquel. Now, ever since Raquel Rodriguez decided to take Kevin Nash's advice, her improvement in the ring has been rather impressive. Rodriguez has a ton of presence and confidence in the ring, and this has greatly improved her in-ring output. Her match last night with Io Sky was another gem, and Sky continues to be arguably the best pure wrestler in the entire company. Number two, the presentation of the IC title. Now, the presentation and booking of the Women's Intercontinental title continues to be a major strength on Raw. Becky Lynch is evidently pushing for the title to be a huge focus on Raw, and virtually every single week, the title and the champion is involved in big angles on the show. Lynch versus Natalya was a decent encounter, but it could have certainly benefited from an extra few minutes. Lynch is certainly in the midst of a feud with Nikki Bella, and it's possible that the two collide in Paris at the end of the month. Number three, amazing news for Naomi. The rumors were really true. Naomi is indeed pregnant. Naomi would cut an amazing yet hilarious promo on Raw, where she said that Jimmy USO liked to Netflix and chill before formally relinquishing the women's world title. Now, the good thing for WWE is that they have an incredible women's roster, so they won't be short of any names to become a new world champion. And the Asuka 10 approaches, and despite reports that Asuka turned heel last week on Raw, it looks like WWE are taking a slow burn approach, which is probably the right move. The multiple segments between Asuka and Io Sky were handled well on Raw last night, and the story is simple, but is hitting on all cylinders so far. It appears that the angle will lead to a tag match, and that of course pitting Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Sky and Rhea Ripley. This is a big money match, and could be perfect for Crown Jewel Perth. But that was a good. What about the bad is number one, repetitive booking. Raw once again started and ended with Seth Rollins' faction as the primary focus. Now, whilst trying to make stars out of Braun Break and Bronson Reed is great to see, WWE really needs a new way of making their booking exciting. WWE virtually opens Raw with the same promo every single week, and the contents of the promo are just repetitive. A Raw itself was main event by Brie versus Jey Uso in an Extreme Rules match, and the two never had amazing chemistry in the ring. In typical WWE fashion, the match was chaotic as it was multiple interferences and even an appearance from Roman Reigns. It would have been nice to have Reigns cut a promo on the show, as his appearances are limited, and seeing Reigns do something other than run-ins would have been a welcome change of pace. At number two, Loki Legend. But WWE really made a huge misstep on Raw last night, as it could have had Natalya portray her Loki Legend gimmick that she's been portraying in Bloodsport and in AAA. And many fans were hoping that her match against Becky Lynch would have Natty Hut step out of her usual gimmick of whatever this is, and instead have an ultra-cool badass ego. However, to much disappointment, she came out as a usual gimmick. Now, we can understand why WWE hasn't pulled a trigger on this gimmick. They don't own it, and it's the same with R-Truth. Reverting back from the serious wrong killings persona, WWE is in effect protecting their IPs. They obviously don't own the Loki Legend gimmick, so why would they present it that way? However, WWE really needs to cash in on this at some point, as this gimmick could be huge on the Raw roster. There was nothing downright ugly this week, and whilst the show is incredibly repetitive in certain areas, it's still totally clear SmackDown in virtually every aspect. What do you guys think of Raw last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now, let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at Naomi is pregnant and vacates the title. Our top story today takes a look at Naomi's pregnancy, specifically how WWE were able to keep the news top secret. Naomi would formally surrender the world title on Raw last night, and it was a major surprise that the news of her pregnancy hadn't leaked online. Now, whilst it was rumored by fans on social media, no reputable outlet reported the news. So if the fans stayed off social media, they would have had no inkling that she was pregnant at all. And a lot of fans expected Naomi and Jey Uso to share the news via Stephanie McMahon's podcast last week. And it turned out that McMahon and the happy couple decided to record an extra bonus mini-episode announcing the news. This would have therefore kept the announcement private until the following Raw, which was no doubt what both Naomi and Jimmy wanted. The WWE talent, past and present, have been eager to share their warm messages, and even Becky Lynch had a truly hilarious response to the news via X, saying how irresponsible getting pregnant as a champion, as she did the same thing. Even her sworn enemy, Jade Cargill, gave her a congratulations, saying, "Girl, I hate you so bad. Congratulations." Now, we'd like to offer our congratulations to both Naomi and Jimmy Uso for this incredible news. I mean, what a year it's been for Naomi. She turned heel, gave the best character work of her entire career, became the top heel, won the Money in the Bank briefcase, cashed it in, and won the Women's World title, and is now expecting her first child. Incredible. But Naomi explained why the pregnancy was a miracle. And Naomi and Jimmy Uso had the chance to share their story on Stephanie McMahon's podcast. And to say that Naomi's pregnancy is a miracle is an understatement. According to Naomi, she had fertility issues, which led to her and Jimmy believing that natural pregnancy was no longer possible. Naomi would candidly share that during the start of her WWE tenure, she had an oophorectomy, which is a removal of the right ovary. Fast forward to 2020, she had yet another major surgery, which saw her have her fibroids removed, and the surgery was so complex that it took 6 hours in total. These surgeries, combined with her age, led them to believing that her pregnancy was no longer possible. But then a week ago, whilst on the road, Naomi found out that she was indeed expecting a child. "I found out Sunday on the road a week ago in my hotel room. Had been feeling a little bit different, a little weird. Just wanted to take a test to find out and make sure. Kind of rule out that not thinking, because it's been a long journey with fertility issues that I've had. I really just didn't think it was possible." The former world champion added that she's currently 7 weeks pregnant, which actually means that she won the world title and had a huge match at SummerSlam whilst pregnant, which is insane to think about. I mean, baby Uso has already taken more bumps than Travis Scott in WWE. And Naomi would finish by saying that all the worry and stress was relieved when she saw the baby's heartbeat for the first time. And the wonderful news is that everything is looking good. Next up, Rhea Ripley shows her new tattoo. And for those paying attention on Raw, and I'm pretty sure you were when Ripley came down to the ring, is that she's actually sporting a new tattoo right above her chest. Now, even before Raw, Ripley took to a live stream to show off the new tattoo. Hey! Rhea Ripley is actually one of the most tattooed stars, with a collection now surpassing 20 tattoos. In fact, each one of her tattoos has a meaning, including the one that is most special to her, which was dedicated to her younger sister, Callista. The tattoo is there to demonstrate their unbreakable connection. Not only that, but Ripley has career milestones, including the first Evolution PL, where she defended her NXT UK Women's Championship. Next up, LA Knight moved to Raw. LA Knight is officially a Raw star. The former US champion was moved over to the Raw brand via their official website last night, and this was expected as LA has been a prominent fixture on the Red brand for a few months now. And there are still calls from fans for WWE to deliver a draft, as there is a significant discrepancy between the two brands. This is especially the case when it comes to the women's division, as the Raw women's division has multiple top names. Also, SmackDown division seems to revolve around the same 3 names over and over again. Next up, a WWE Hall of Famer goes off on fans, and there's been several negative comments shared online when it comes to Triple H's appearance. The game was recently photographed having a holiday in Greece, and certain fans decided to mock and poke fun at his physique. And now JBL has joined in on clapping back at these fans, and the former WWE champion had a brutal take on the situation via his podcast. The guy's worth a freaking fortune. I think he's doing a hell of a job. And he's on a yacht in Greece, and the only thing he can say is, oh, as a 50-year-old guy, he doesn't look like he did when he was 20. He almost died. Like 99% blockage in one of his airs, or whatever the hell it was. He damn near died. That's right. He's lucky to not be in a freaking casket, right now somewhere buried. And he's on a yacht in Greece, living his life, with his beautiful wife. I mean, yeah. Really? Boy, he's got it rough. I feel I'm so happy that you guys on your little internet, your little mommy's basement, while you're here eating little Cheerios for breakfast are going. Hey, did you see Triple H? Yeah, look at yourself, you dip. That's great to see the sheer amount of wrestlers coming to defend Triple H. And it goes without saying that body-shaming current or ex-wrestlers is just never okay. Next up, Shawn Michaels undergoes surgery. The WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels recently underwent serious surgery. According to Kevin Nash on his podcast, Mr. WrestleMania had an operation on his back, and he also needed both knees replacing. Shawn just got done, he got an operation, and got him 'cause when he is back up on that casket match, they put some rods in his back. MHM. And they had to take them out, because they were all twisted. And so Shawn's, I just had that done, and I guess I haven't had a chance to talk to him, because I haven't had a chance to talk to my wife that lives with me. He woke up from surgery, and was in less pain, and Shawn needs both his knees replaced on top of that. And who's to say as long as they've been bowed like that, there's not some hip things. Now, it's unknown when exactly the surgery was, but HBK himself was in attendance at the AAA show this past weekend. So it looks like the all-time great is back to work already. Next up, the Clash in Paris card set. A Clash in Paris is now under 2 weeks away, and the card is starting to take shape. Currently, the match card includes Seth Rollins versus LA Knight versus Jey Uso versus CM Punk for the world title, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed, John Cena versus Logan Paul, and now Sheamus versus Rusev in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. I guess that's a no DQ match, right? Well, fans will actually be shocked to know that this is Sheamus' first singles PL match since 2022 at Clash at the Castle. Yeah, insane. And naturally, due to NAOMI vacating the women's world title, her planned match versus Stephanie Ver has been completely scrapped. But with that being said, it's possible that WWE determines a new women's world champion at the event. Do you think that WWE had any plans of putting the belt on Stephanie Vaquer at Clash in Paris, and Naomi's pregnancy could have changed the women's division direction for the next couple of months up until the Royal Rumble? But in relation to WWE champion Cody Rhodes, fans firmly expect him to wrestle Drew McIntyre on the show. However, it's bizarre that the match is yet to be made official. It's worth noting that Cody Rhodes isn't advertised for any of the UK live events, and he was recently taken off official website listing of scheduled wrestlers for SmackDown this week. It's possible that WWE will hold off on Rhodes versus McIntyre, especially with Rhodes still delivering his acting commitments for the new Street Fighter movie, which he gave a tease of. Next up, Matt Riddle has burnt his bridges with WWE. A former WWE star, Matt Riddle recently spoke with TMZ's Inside the Ring. Riddle revealed that during Hulk Hogan's funeral, he had a strange encounter with Shane McMahon. According to Riddle, McMahon would address him by saying, "Nice hair," which led to Riddle telling McMahon to go F himself. Riddle would add that McMahon may have taken the remarks seriously. To be fair, he was being sarcastic when I told him to F off. But in the world of pro wrestling, you never know. He might have taken that seriously. If you're wondering why Riddle was even at the funeral, he was a +1, and he noted that he didn't want to brush heads with anyone from WWE whilst attending, telling the former boss's son to go F himself. That doesn't sound like a great thing to do if you ever wanted to come back to WWE. But does Riddle even need WWE anymore, though? His OnlyFans must be popping off to such an extent that he doesn't need it. Next up, a major WWE return incoming. The rumors surrounding Chris Jericho returning to WWE are now escalating. The rumors were discussed on the Wrestling Observer Live, and according to Meltzer, people within WWE are talking about Jericho, but nobody will offer any official comments on the matter. Chris Jericho is actually a really big story. His AEW contract is up at the end of the year or late in the year, and there's certainly been lots and lots of talk about WWE. I know from a WWE standpoint that there are lots of talks there about Jericho. People speculating Royal Rumble. Nobody has officially said anything, nor will anyone officially say anything. These rumors all began when Jericho liked a social media post teasing a return with Jericho being off AEW television and his contract running out rather soon. All signs point to Jericho returning to WWE in some capacity, and a Royal Rumble return would be epic with his old gimmick. And finally, is WWE bringing back the Thunderdome? Our final story today takes a look at the distinct possibility of WWE bringing back the Thunderdome. They recently filed or trademarked the term Thunderdome, and whilst this isn't exactly unusual, it's interesting because the filing applies to virtual reality, fan portals, and live digital communications. Is this WWE locking down the trademark for a future video game? Or are WWE planning to revive the infamous concept in some capacity? Let's bloody hope not. But there you have it, folks. The wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, as well as our review of Raw. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.